Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back, man. Hand clap goes out to every single one of you guys who tuned into this here Wednesday reaction vibration, brothers and sisters. On this here Mystelics reaction, I just run out of air right there, brothers and sisters. But of course, I do appreciate every single one of you guys for dropping by and saying Mystelics. We are indeed in the building. Also, guys, I'll be doing a video a bit later on the BrBpTV YouTube platform, the BrBpTV live interaction reaction vibrations. Of course, I promise you guys I'll be doing that. I know it's kind of late, but we are definitely doing it right there around 8:15. Tune in for that vibrations, guys. You'll definitely get to be on that vibes. Definitely go and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so yet. And of course, brothers and sisters, subscribe to this channel right there, and then so you'll be notified when I drop my videos. When I upload my videos, you will definitely be notified when I drop them right there. And of course, don't forget to do what? Click the like button, brothers and sisters. Click the thumbs up button. Click it for me, please. With that, stay right there, brothers and sisters. Let us get into the vibrations for the. Of course, we have none other than Mr. Naren, and there's some sort of situation taking place in the NHL and Caribbean when it involves a liquor boy. I think I should organize this thing better than this, man, because this is not how it should be at all. Thank God for technology, brothers and sisters. We are technology. Hallelujah. Makai Bellot. Is he related to the late Frankie Crazy T Bellot? Anyways, brothers and sisters, this is what Mr. Naren had to say on that regard right there.
Yes. Good morning, guys. This morning I'm simply just asking that you raise this young man who's below me in your prayers, in your thoughts. He suffered.
That's interesting, eh? Okay. Alright, guys.
A painful injury yesterday.
Oh, that's the situation where they were talking about the bamboo. Oh, I heard there's some sort of situation where an individual decided to do the bamboo. There's a normal tradition that they tend to do, brothers and sisters, where they are blowing the bamboo and the bamboo makes a noise. Bow, yeah, bow, loud noise, depending on the kind of bamboo and how fast, I guess, the smoke catches and something of that sort makes a loud noise. It seems like this one backfired on the individual right there. So hopefully he gets a full recovery.
From my understanding, it had to do with the bursting of CANOE. I'm not...
Yeah, CANOE or bamboo, whichever they call it, brothers and sisters. We know it as bamboo.
Not confirmed. But regardless of what the circumstances are, let's just raise him and his family in prayer.
Definitely, guys. Definitely. I don't know if you can see his face properly, but Makai Bellot is his name. And don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters, there's always that anticipation of fun when it comes down to this situation. It's a tradition that tends to happen, you know, on the merit of, you know, we call it bursting bamboo, you know, and there's a loud noise, and there's several competitions that get to be held from time to time. I think last year had one in Layu, organized by Mr. Levy PC from my understanding right there. And you know, that I was not there, unfortunately, to record that vibrations, but this is something that is traditional. I'm thinking they probably inculcated the younger folks in there to definitely be a part of that, and I think that is a good thing. However, I think we need to be mindful of you know, the possibilities that something might go wrong. You know, there's always, when you out there and you're doing things or having fun, you never really think of the possibility of things going wrong. You know, even when people who are experts in a number of fields, for example, NASCAR, and you know, these kind of things. I was just watching a race the other day where his car ended up in flames. And you think, hey, the expert should know what to do and what have you, brothers and sisters, but they have to come and help the man. You know, so I think it's not just saying, oh, that is dangerous to do and this kind of things. I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think there needs to be some level of protection in that regard. And of course, maybe this individual probably saw individuals doing it and decided to do it himself and then ended up in that circumstance. I'm not really sure what the situation is, but prayers definitely going up for Makai Bellot right there.
I mean, I saw a footage, and if that is correct, it would break your heart. So let's just...
I haven't seen the footage yet. I know it's going to come to me. I haven't seen the footage yet. I would not be showing it to you guys either, because from what Naren is saying there, it seems like it's a really gross footage when it comes up to that situation right there. So we're wishing this individual a speedy recovery.
Him in prayer and look to a speedy recovery.
Yeah, man.
You know, as a young child, that's not what you really want to go through.
Yeah, he has all his life ahead of him. You know, he has his life ahead of him, things he can do. Just on the benefit of trying to have fun, and circumstances tend to happen. You know, What could be done different? That's a question I would have asked, brothers and sisters. What could have been done different? You know,
this time.
I've heard people hands get, you know, cliche, so to speak, with the stuff. But you know, prayers, man.
So prayers. Just lift him up in prayers. Yeah. Short or long, doesn't matter. Just
prayers
lift him up.
There was a prayer that actually went out right there on his behalf. Heavenly Father, we lift up Makai Bellot to you, who has suffered a painful injury today. I think that was yesterday. We ask for your healing hands to surround him, bringing comfort and relief to his body and, of course, to his family right there. May your peace fill his heart, and may you guide the medical professionals caring for him with wisdom and compassion. Grant him. That is definitely a prayer right there, brothers and sisters, when it comes down to the hospital. Oh my goodness, Dominica, boy, that's boy. Anyways, miracles do happen, brothers and sisters. Grant him strength and courage as he recovers, and restore him to his full health. Let your love and presence bring him hope during this difficult time. May your grace cover him, and may he feel your warmth embrace and care with every passing moment. In your holy name we pray. Selah. Brothers and sisters. So that's him right there. There's a bigger picture of him. He looks like a cultural individual, no doubt about it. Or they probably just dress him up for school. But, you know, let's lift him up in prayers, guys. And if you don't know how to pray, read this stuff again. Okay? All right, brothers and sisters. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's continue in that regard right there. There's something I think individuals need to definitely keep in mind, especially when it comes down to the individual who got granted bail. Of course, it appears that since having been granted approval to receive bail by Justice Colin Williams, double accused murderer Jonathan Lehrer is looking in better shape. I stated this already, brothers and sisters. In better shape than ever possibly planning how life will be on the outside of Dominica. Now, brothers and sisters, when I saw the video of him coming out, and you guys can probably, remember that, those who were watching that video, I asked myself and I asked you guys, does he look like an individual that is suffering from any sort of illness? Now, sometimes illnesses happen and you are not able to pinpoint it, but if you are suffering for this much time, for a year, not getting proper medical attention, I think there would have been some sort of visual look to it. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. Correct me if I'm wrong. They claim that he has some sort of prostate cancer or whatever in that regard right there. Now, if that has affected you with not getting the proper treatment, you have not been getting the proper treatment for almost a whole year, and you look like absolutely nothing is wrong with you? Really? I mean, come on. That I think that is something that we need to probably think about. They just use that as an excuse to try to get him out for medical attention. Really? Why don't they try to get all the individuals who are... Anyways, I'll leave that. That's pertaining to cancer, but that's a whole other story right there. Why don't they get all the other individuals who are suffering from that very same ailment to get them outside? Huh? Why is him specifically they're looking to treat him outside of Dominica when all the others have to be treated inside Dominica? Why? Especially in the consideration that they want to revoke his citizenship, which of course they cannot do, but they can make a claim for him to do so. And the only way you can do so is if he gets outside of Dominica. You need to do so at an embassy, the U.S. embassy, which I think the closest one is in Bridgetown, Barbados. So he has to leave Dominica. You leave Dominica to go and deny your citizenship. Really? Me? That making sense? Anyways, this individual was saying there were no signs of his previous fake illness as he walked out of the magistrate court yesterday, 10th December, with a fat grin on his face. So I thought this was a past thing, but apparently this was yesterday when he went to court, right there. He's smiling to the people outside. He's smiling because he knows what he has done and he knows he's going to walk free. So is the other one going to walk free as well, brothers and sisters? Because they're going to say, oh, there's no evidence in that regard. But as I clearly read from another lawyer, brothers and sisters, who indicated that the probability factor is still a mannerism. It's probability, a possibility. He used a different term. I can't remember what it was, but there's still the evidence that could indict the individual to find him guilty. And he's smiling there, brothers and sisters. He knows he's gonna walk free. And then again, you ask Dominicans, hey, Dominicans, are you gonna stand up and take this? Yes, they're going to stand up and take it, brothers and sisters. It's so unfortunate what is happening when it comes down to justice system. I will never forget when I had the whole the podcast with one of the lawyers from overseas talking about the judicial system in Dominica and what it truly means to have justice. Is justice really given in Dominica, brothers and sisters? When you have the very government individuals taking people to court for incitement when they are the ones who did the inciting. It's very interesting stuff right there. How do I know this? I say it on record. Skerrit was the one who incited the people to do violence to other people. He told the people to throw hot water on the people when they come to their doorstep. Isn't that incitement? Why isn't Skerrit on trial now for that? What did Thompson them say or do for them to be in thing for incitement? What? Somebody talk to me. Laborites who watch my videos, who tend to watch my videos from time to time. I know you like to watch my videos. Tell me, what exactly is it? And then you have people like this individual right there, who's about to walk free. With some illness, they say he's going to have some medical attention. But he looks better than he did last time. I wonder if he's eating the pork. The pork and the rice that they're probably giving them to fatten the prisoners. Well, I myself, I don't know about that. I never been inside there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, I just thought I'd point this out right there because this is quite disturbing to me when it comes down to the situation. It's very clear. I mean, objective reality tells you what's going on. It tells you what's going on in the place. And you want to pretend, the judicial system know what they're doing, and really? So don't we see any kind of funny business going on? Brothers and sisters, I think we need to be mindful of that. Especially when I had that interview with Mr. Cabral Douglas on the basis of judicial justice. Dominica, I mean, oh my God. Jesus wept. Anyway, brothers and sisters, moving along right there. Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy. Right there. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and the Blue and Green Economy has made it a priority 2023-2024. To embark on a national rehabilitation exercise to introduce Brazilian dwarf coconut seedlings for propagation and distribution across Dominica. That's not a bad idea at all when it comes to this situation. I'm not sure if I have this particular one, but I definitely have some dwarf coconut trees as well. Obviously, these things are GMO products, brothers and sisters, because it's supposed to be right there. It's supposed to grow long. But of course, they don't want people climbing up, so they figure out a way how to manipulate the system and then make these trees, grow short and bear fruit. True or false? Anyways, brothers and sisters, so they are back on that right there. We December 2023-2024 supposed to start in January. Why is now we saying about this, brothers and sisters? Why is now? A day ago. I would think if you're planning to do something like this, you'll probably tell us in 2022 that in 2023 to 2024 we embark on this thing and then start the process in January. So we start the process in December. Brothers and sisters, I don't know. No? Sometimes I just don't know because Anyways, following the devastation of Hurricane Maria in September 2017, the country's once flourishing coconut industry suffered immensely, with over 95% of coconut trees destroyed. Yeah, I remember that particular time, brothers and sisters, you could hardly find coconut tree. The only time we drink a coconut was in Cassie Bruce. Apparently, Cassie Bruce didn't get hit because that's the only place we find coconut. Yes, I drink coconut. I think we took the last two coconuts. We were on some sort of tour at that time, and we went down Cassie Bruce, brothers and sisters, and they had coconuts right there. So, yeah, it was nice to taste a little coconut, no doubt about it, in that regard. Okay, but 7 years later, brothers and sisters, where are we? Where are we right now? 7 years, September, October, November, December. 7 years, 3 months. Where are we in that regard right there? I think the coconut trees have started bearing already, but I'm guessing they're trying to distribute these trees so that we can, not climb coconut trees, we can just get them from standing on the ground right there. The ministry is optimistic that this replanting exercise will be successful and farmers will have adequate quantities to supply the water nut industry. No comments. Farmers, please visit the Farmer Service Center in your region or speak to your extension officer for purchase of plants. So we have to purchase the plants. Why you just give it to people to think? I mean, why purchase the plants? Well, maybe you bought it from Brazil or wherever it come out, brothers and sisters, but I mean, you're talking about the extent of damage and then you're trying to rehabilitate. Why then people have to buy the coconuts? Maybe they are selling them for $5 or something. I don't know. They're selling them cheap. I just hope, brothers and sisters. Because you get my point. If you're talking about rehabilitation, shouldn't you want to just give people all these things to try to replant all over the place so that we can actually have the surplus? And when you have the surplus of coconuts coming in where people can actually go into the water nut industry, you will then be able to pay a fee for you to be a part of this. Don't you think that would be vital? No? Yes? Maybe? I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think it's better for people to pay for this stuff, or do you think it's better for them to pay a fee afterwards so that you can actually be contributing consistently when it comes down to this situation right there? Anyways, farmers, please visit the Farmer Service Center in your region, like I indicated before, or speak to your extension officer for purchase of plants. Now, the question they talk about, when they talk about water nut industry, who is exactly looking at the markets for that? Because people are going to be purchasing these kind of products right there. These plants. Who exactly is going to be looking into the market, the water nut industry? Yes, you give people these plants. Are the officials going to be looking at the markets where we can tap into so we can actually sell these things? Or they're just saying, oh, water nut industry and that's it? I think that's an important question to ask. For more information, you can definitely look at the Division of Agriculture or call 266, this number that you're seeing right there, brothers and sisters. So yeah, anyways, this is the stuff right there, and of course I must bring this to your attention that I also saw right there. They're Rosalie Bay distillery farmers. We're talking about the farmers today, brothers and sisters. Yes, farmers, happy 2024, and thank you for being part of our team creating new jobs in Dominica. What exactly are the new jobs? And if they are creating new jobs, kudos right there. Can you guys let me know what the new jobs are? It's one thing when you have the potential, just like they're talking about the marina. I remember there was a particular interviewer was asking Mr. Paris, stating that the Prime Minister has given us marinas and airport and this kind of things there. No, he has not. But that's what the rhetoric is. You're saying that he gave us these things. They have not given us these things at all. So sometimes our rhetoric is there. So when you say they're giving us new jobs, are people actually in these jobs already? Are they in the jobs working, and making money from it? Have they drawn a salary? Have they gotten paid their first salary and continuous salaries from there then on? I think that's a good question to ask when it comes to Dominica, because sometimes you make it seem like people want to make it seem like things are working when they're not even existing yet. That's the crazy part of it. Right there. We've now been harvesting cane for more than 3 years now. So why was there a shortage of sugar in Dominica? Anyways, let's continue. They're harvesting sugar cane, brothers and sisters, for more than 3 years now, and have a better understanding of how we can ensure, everyone can make a living farming sugar cane. Wait a while. When was this letter written? Maybe we'll find out a bit later on, brothers and sisters, because I find it's very, very interesting right there. So they have been harvesting. So I'm guessing part of that job is harvesting the sugarcane for more than 3 years, and now have a better understanding of how we can ensure everyone can make a living. So it seems like people who are working, not necessarily making a living, but now they have a better understanding of what to do. After 3 years, they are now able to ensure that people can have a better living when it comes down to, or not a better living, but ensure some sort of financial supplement or have some sort of living ability when it comes down to the farming of sugarcane. However, so that is apparently, anyways, let's continue. However, to do so, we must reduce our cost. So that apparently has not happened yet. because I'm just reading the letter like you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. However, to do so, which means to do the things that they are saying that they are doing on top or want to do at the top, they need to meet certain things. And one of that meeting certain things is we must reduce our costs. Our costs right now are too high to be sustainable for 3 years. Interesting. I remember the late Mr. Elias Dupe told me when he was talking about the water, we were at the MO's not launch now, I think it's 10 years or something of that sort, 5 years. We were MO's thing. And we were talking, me and Elias was talking about the situation involving how does Dominica be importing water, and the water that we import is much cheaper than the water that we actually have. And he indicated to us that the cost of production is very high. And I'm telling him, okay, the cost of production is very high. Why is that? We tend to always look at what we can do best and what we can do better and these kind of things there. How is our cost of production higher than the rest of the other countries that are selling water into Dominica, and we claim when we have 365 rivers? How can it be higher? Yes, it is higher, don't get me wrong, It is higher, but why is it higher? And I even mentioned the whole gas situation to him. When I said, wait, other countries' gas prices are lower than Dominica own. Why is our own high? And when you look at the metric of what the government is taking, the government is not losing you. It's the businesses that are losing when it comes down to the metric of gas. Because if you're taking 15% on gas, brothers and sisters, VAT, you're taking 50% VAT on gas. You have to get your 15% no matter what. Right? And they reduce, let's say they reduced it. And they're still taking a 15%. I'm talking about the reduced. Let's say something costs $10 and now it's now $9.50. The government is still taking its 15% on the $9.50. It was taking it 15% on the 10. So to reduce costs, brothers and sisters, the government has to get involved in this and probably bring this down to 5%. Don't you think that would be viable? I think that would be very much viable right there. Because how on earth we importing water and these kind of things and it's still cheaper? You have to pay import duties, all those kind of things there, shipping costs, all those kind of things there. Plus those people are making bottling the water and all these things that you have to pay for, and it's still cheaper in the very country that it traveled to. I mean, come on. Something is wrong with that situation right there, and I think that is what they're facing when it comes down to the situation as well. Our cost right now is too high to be sustainable. To be exported to the United States, a bottle of rum must cost. So I'm guessing they're looking into, I think Makusri used to do that before. They used to have Makusri rum. And they used to use sugar canes, I remember as a little boy, that they took us to see how they make it rum. Hey, that was something else right there. I remember it. I remember the whole thing, from the sugar cane, the drying, and you see the froth and these kind of things there, which I think Africa, on the other hand, they tend to use this to make clothes. I mean, the fibers of the cane, they tend to use this to make clothes, literally, no, brothers and sisters. And the clothes cut, no, well, it's not like you see them straw thing, no, real clothes that you see like this. Anyways, I think we probably need to do this. They know how to utilize the waste, something we can actually utilize, and that is always why I've been saying right there. Anyways, continuing this letter. To be exported to the United States, a bottle of rum must cost less than 85 EC dollars or 35 US dollars to produce it, brothers and sisters. Right now, it costs 56 US dollars or a cost of 135 EC dollars to produce one bottle of rum. Our business simply won't be sustainable unless we lower costs. Right there. The result is that we lose money with every bottle we make. Because one thing, when you have to create the rum in Dominica, and then there's the export part. And export is another problem. This is why you need a plethora. When it comes into export, you need a plethora of products to then send out, so that at least you can mitigate the cost of exports. But that self, Dominica, it's like Dominica just don't want people to export. The way situation is going in, but when it comes on to, boy, you cannot export, no import, because things are just expensive when you import in. Well, for certain products, when it comes on to the people of Dominica, when you import stuff, it's expensive. When you try to export stuff, it's also expensive. I think something needs to be done in that regard as well when it comes on to agriculture. The result is we lose money with every bottle we make. If this project is going to succeed, we need to reduce our costs so that we can continue to purchase cane and produce rum. Purchase cane? Why not just grow the cane? But then again, you will need to constantly have this consistent supply of that right there, if that is the case, if you're purchasing the cane. Because I'm sure that this individual probably try to grow the cane as well, but you need vast amount of land to be able to meet this thing. I think that is vital right there. Anyways, in 2025 we'll shift to a payment model where farmers are paid based on sugar content of their cane. Each harvest will be sampled twice during juicing, and results recorded and used to calculate payment. Every farmer will receive a minimum of 30 cents a pound as long as the sugar content is above, this total right there. Everybody that has sold RBD cane, Royal Bank of Dominica, RBD cane, that's the type of cane, I'm sure, right there. I think it's a red something. Anyways, the RBD cane has reached that level. Of course, the red cane is reaching in sugars for sure. I know the yellow cane. The yellow cane is what I'm very much familiar with. I've seen the red cane before. Anyways, it will then increase based on the sugar content. The chart below. Right now, sugar content averages about between the amount. Yeah, it's above the actual amount that they want, and 1.055 and 1.077, meaning that pay will range from 32 cents to 59 cents a pound. Not that much of a difference. A cent is a difference, yes, man. A cent is a huge difference. As I'm saying that, I remember there was some story about an individual that was stealing 1 cent on every person in the bank. And the bank didn't really think that until, years went by and they realized the amount of money that they were losing. And then they draw a red flag to see what's going on. And they realized down to the nitty-gritty of that 1 cent that made about I think probably $200 and something thousand that the individual was collecting right there. So 1 cent is a huge difference when it comes down to this situation, especially for a pound right there. So do not take this thing very lightly. See the chat below for details. The reason for this is that when we don't have much cane or enough cane consistency, and when that cane is not very sweet, it costs us more to make rum because we spend more money to make rum. I think probably that's one of the reasons why we do not grow cane to have sugar. But then again, we can actually go into that field. We can go into that field, brothers and sisters. We have how much land out there, and I'm sure the cane will be good for the land. So we can actually make our own sugar instead of having to wait for imported sugar to pay more money. It's like Dominica is just there to just biting from the rest of the Caribbean. That's what it looks like. Dominica is just there to just buy things from the rest of the Caribbean. They're exploiting us. Brothers and sisters, one of the things that hurt me so bad, we have sorrel in Dominica. When I go out there to try to get some sorrel to bring overseas, I have to bring Jamaican sorrel. Jamaican sorrel in Dominica. I have to be bringing that for people. That cannot be right, man. That cannot be right at all. Anyways, this individual is because we spend more money to make rum. To support jobs in the long term, we need to adjust our payments so to match the increased costs right there. And of course, this is what the individual is showing to the people right there. We are also undertaking other cost-cutting measures so we can sustainably operate. The person that filmed that must be an iPhone you take this photo with. This includes exploring bottling in the United States rather than shipping bottles to Dominica, but you'll have to ship the stuff overseas, which kind of makes sense if you're looking at the United States market. Yeah, so instead of bringing the bottles down and then sending back to the United States, you send the raw materials up there and they bottle it up there. That makes sense. That makes some sense right there. And shipping bottles to Dominica, but then again, you wouldn't have bottles for Dominicans to produce to buy to produce. So it's just well, then again, I guess the market is all that really matters when it comes down to business, it seems. To ensure transparency, a copy of the entire budget for the organization, where every penny goes, is available right there. So I'm guessing that you will know what this is about. And of course, based on purchase price, you can see this stuff right there, guys. So that's what they're tending to do right here. What do you think we can mitigate the cost, brothers and sisters? Not just for this, but Why are things so expensive in Dominica? Why are things so expensive in Dominica? In fact, if I do recollect properly, brothers and sisters, I think our waters are also I think our waters. I cannot pinpoint. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, right? Are Dominica water cheaper overseas than in Dominica? Is the Dominica water cheaper overseas than it is in Dominica? So in other words, if it costs $5 in Dominica, don't get me wrong, you know, if the Dominica water are overseas, the local water is also cheaper than the Dominica water. But I'm trying to figure out, is the Dominica water cheaper than the Dominica water in Dominica? If so, why? Because you need to make a profit, which means that the people in Dominica are probably exaggerating the prices. I don't know. That's something that popped in my head. What are your thoughts on this, guys? What are your thoughts on this right here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Anyways, guys, don't forget to tune in a bit later on BrBpTV around 8:15, 8:30, 8:15 I should be on right there. Probably even 8 o'clock I should be on that regard right there. But it's very interesting, brothers and sisters, the things that we're going to be talking about in that video that is coming up. So tune in. I would appreciate that right there. Today's Wednesday. So tune in on that vibrations. And of course, with that said right there, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. I'll also post that link in the first comment in the comment box below, guys, when I am definitely dropping that video right there. So it's about Mystelics once again. Be real, salute always. See you a bit later on BrBpTV.